Now, with all the trouble that the Saka have given us, guys, I think we're going to have to be absolutely brutal. Perhaps not even bringing in any more great families. As you can see, we've got this glorious army, several leaders here. Actually, some of them heads of families we've already taken over in the past. But right now, they are on our side, and we need them to do their absolute best here. Just take a look. Our manpower is doing fine, and that's probably because we took this area north of Hessen-Netfoot. But I'm still really worried about the Men-Nefer allies on our side. I get the feeling they could just turn on us, especially at our worst hour, and cause us a lot of problems. So we're going to lower the game speed a bit. And by the way, let me know in the comments down below which you prefer the game speed to be. Like full speed, 3 speed, etc. So here we go. We're continuing the siege. Our allies are also doing a great job here, trying to take the area here. And hopefully we get a glorious victory. But there's still a few enemy armies roaming around. I'd like to defeat them. What is this? Oh, we got a naval battle. And one of our ports is blockaded. So getting in there and doing something would probably be quite helpful. Let me take my galleys here. We're going to have to assign a commander. And what a great job to assign a commander from a somewhat unknown family. And try and get out here and get some fighting going. Let's go, boys. Alright, looks like they beat them already. Pretty nice. We're still besieging that city, though. And in the meantime, our allies are also besieging this city over here. But we've got a large enemy army over here. But even with their allies, I think if we can break through their capitals, they're going to be in a world of trouble. I was even tempted to start a new army or to split this army. In fact, select this first army. And it looks like the enemy's attacking our allies. We're going to try to get there in time. We may need to bring some additional forces. There's our second army. I knew it was going to arrive in time. Get them over here. We're going to merge them with this army here. And just have them under the control of Hapusenep Osiris. And the problem here, I mean, he's got some loyalty, etc., but he's not a very well-known family member. So we'll see just how they accept him into the fold. Now, what I would really like to do is to start building mines in all of the newly conquered territories, at least where we're going to get some ore. But, again, we need more cash for that. We also need to just kind of sit here a while, regain some of our footing with our manpower. And there's a bitter feud right now between our son and Khety. Khety, I believe, is my nephew, and he's a pretender. So, let's see, I am definitely going to side with Neferkari, the chosen heir. Ka is going to dislike that, and who knows? It could lead to a civil war eventually, but we've got to get Neferkari in power. My only concern is, as far as I know, we'll just go ahead and check. I don't believe that Neferkari actually has a son yet, and that's always a problem. So let's see here. He's got a child. His son died, unfortunately, and right now his wife... Oh, it looks like his wife has left him. You know what? Perfect time to get a brand new wife. And I'd like to get one at a decent age this time, because maybe her skills won't be amazing, but if she's of age, we can have many children for Pharaoh. So she's foolish, cautious, and jealous. Not the greatest mix, but she has decent skills here. She's also got very good finesse, harsh, and arbitrary. Man, we might need to go for somebody slightly out of the age range here. But let's see what her benefits are. She's blunt, lazy. She's got dysentery, and she's sarcastic. Only the older women really are the best, so I'm going to go for Maktari Huiwajer, just because she's the best choice right now. We will arrange the festivities. We absolutely need some additional loyalty here. Let's go for it, especially when our pharaoh dies. Well, we can barely call him a pharaoh now, although I still think he goes by the title of pharaoh. Yeah, he does. So the next pharaoh, his son Neferkari, he's got to have a male heir. That's going to be so important. I think we've got enough guys here. We can still wait for a few more reinforcements, actually. But it's looking pretty tough. Now, at least the city is continuing to be taken over. Unfortunately, our allies were not able to besiege this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going straight into combat here. Let's see if we can't get a victory. If we really need to, we can get some mercenaries, although we don't have much money for them. And look at that, he's actually retreating. Come back, you coward. And there we go, the siege of Permejed is won, guys. The siege lasted 184 days before the garrison finally surrendered. And it looks like we got two populations one being going to Hessen Nasut and one of Shadet, that are going to be our slaves. Just wonderful having some slaves when we need them. I think I'm going to go ahead and continue to the city, try to merge the two armies and defeat that enemy army as quickly as we can before they can regroup. In fact, they're going here. I'm going here as well. Oh, I guess they've decided to change course. Two can play at that game, and hopefully we can catch them with this massive force. Like they might be going for... Yep, sure enough, they were going for that area. Beautiful. And we could actually just go ahead and besiege the city if we want, but I'm thinking probably a good idea to wipe out their armies, make sure they can't ever come back and fight. So I'll take this army of 5,000, and oh, looks like we're going to have to besiege the city first. So I love that part of this game. If there's a fort in the city here, then before you continue moving through the country, you've got to take and destroy this fort. But I don't think we're going to have much difficulty taking this area. However, the enemy might try to get some units over here and get past us at Thafa. We can't allow that, and look at that, we've got another omen. It might be time to call an omen. Let me select our larger army and see if I can't cut him off. Yes! Alright, come on, son. Alright, the vagaries of state. While the court was in session this afternoon, a little-known man by the name of Sharek stood by giving a rousing speech on the subject of sanitary living conditions for the poor. While his argument was ultimately unsuccessful, many heads were turned by the beauty of his oratory. Perhaps we ought to keep an eye on him. Alright, so we'll have Meri Hathor make a superb counter-argument against that and make our family look better in the process. I think it's going to work. And the city is still being besieged. There's a beautiful battle there at the Battle of Thafa. 607 of our men killed, 962 of the enemy slaughtered. And let's hope that's going to be just about the end for them. I'll keep on taking certain territories, but of course we've got to go back to besieging. And it looks like for, the first time our manpower is actually going down. We've also got some prisoners abroad. We haven't bothered to try and get them back yet. And I don't think I'm going to. But as for the omen, let us call an omen, guys. The blessing of vigor. This will get our manpower recovery speed up. So hopefully we'll be getting some more people willing to join the Pharaoh's army as soon as we can. Again, taking both of their capitals here, maybe that will bring an end to this war. And I don't know what we're going to get out of it. They declared war on us. Are we going to be able to... Or did we declare war on them? I don't recall. Are we going to be able to go ahead and just, take their empire? Or do we have to get a casus belli? Sent by Nomarch Inaris of Wakari, ruler of our subject, Men Nefer. I see why Men Nefer keeps supporting us. They are our subject. He offers our ruler, Pharaoh Khety, his personal friendship. We'll accept that. For now, he's acceptable as an ally, but one thing I really hate about these guys is that they control our passage into the lower Nile. We've got to break through Men Nefer immediately, unless we want to leave them as a client state in the middle and go past them for the rest of these guys. But let's finish our current wars first, then we can really start bragging. And I feel like we're very close to being into the city here. Even tempted to get some mercenaries, but again, money is an issue. We are hemorrhaging money for sure due to fleet maintenance, etc. I almost want to get rid of the fleet for now, just to try and get some additional funds. Come on, boys. Water shortage in the city is not going to make things easier for the enemy. As always, guys, with series like this, especially with games like Imperator Rome that still haven't really been proven, it really helps when you guys drop a comment and subscribe. I love the backseat gaming. I love just the comments regarding the history of the time period. So please do that. Let's make this a successful series so that we can do more campaigns like this in the future. I really think it's worth it. Come on. Man, getting into the city is taking forever. But no opposing enemy armies, and even our client state of Men Nefer is sending troops to help Pharaoh. I must say also, Pharaoh is getting quite old here. He's at 59 years old, which for the age is quite old. His son could be taking over quite soon, and we want to be ready for that because there might be some instability initially. Also considering his son has not yet had a child. Alright, we need to increase our research ratio here. Some more farmers. And let's move a farmer from the upper system. Try and see if we can't increase the population here. We can also build several things. We've got a granary here, a fortress, a marketplace. These are all bringing in some revenue. So as long as we can keep that going, that's going to be the goal here. Try and just improve our kingdom in every which way. We're starting to look for places to import. What can we do that would actually help us? Doesn't look like there's anything out here that we would actually use. All right, we've got additional earthenware. Let's create a trade route. Oh, no routes. We lack the 15 required to create the trade route. All right, well, that's going to be tough to get over. And there we go. Saka is one, guys. Wajimos Nepi Hopi earned popularity. And that's, of course, the sort of unknown general that led this siege. And once again, we've got some additional slaves. We're at 53 as well. I feel like we're really close to beating the enemy. Our allies are getting mauled during this battle, but we're going to go help them immediately and see if we can't put an end to this kingdom. So they're actually trying to get back some of their armies there. Let's see if we can cut them off. I think we can. Oh, come on! Such a large army. It is a bit tougher to move, but hopefully this is going to be the final battle here before we subjugate these two areas. And there we go, the Battle of Mahate. Let's get a look at the total casualties here so far. 2,712 lost in our army, 3,054, and that's a mix of both us and our client state. So, yeah, it's not as vicious a war as I expected. There have been much more vicious wars in the Iron Age, but it's a start. And to get rid of these smaller nomarchies, it kind of makes sense. I'm going for a follow-up. He stopped right there. I'm going to get another attack, and we took General Atum prisoner. That is great, guys. Got him at 58. We also got Hesekio Aten, which is in command of their first army. That's just such a great grab. And now we're just trying to grab as much of their territory as possible. We could actually select this army, send him that way. Select the army of 5,000, send him west. Extolling the virtues of despotism. The philosopher, okay, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, inspired by the wise and just rule, has begun to speak passionately about the virtues of despotic rule. What government, he says, can possibly be better than that of the very best citizen in the whole state? So he's really trying to support me, the Pharaoh, and give me complete control. I love it. I am going to say a fine speech. I believe he's right. Just have the Pharaoh in control of absolutely everything, and we should get along just fine. Grab a few more territories over here, and then I will be moving over here to the other side of the Nile. I love that we can get to each side of the Nile quite easily. And Melancholia, overtaken by smothering intense depression, Mediator has sunk into a downward spiral from which we're worried he will never return. Alright, we can only hope that fate smiles kindly upon him. Alright, I'm hoping it's over here. I think we're so close to victory. But in Imperator Rome, like in a lot of Paradox games, things can change very quickly. We also have some decisions here, but nothing serious here. And white peace is imminent here if we don't finish up this war quickly. So that's why we've really got to try and get that, all of those areas, these different regions under our control so that we can enforce our full demands. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to, as long as nothing crazy happens. Bow before Pharaoh, you dog. At this point, I'm so angry at the fact that these guys would try to stand against Pharaoh that I am very tempted, and I mean very tempted, to just wipe out everything in there, every single family in there, not let a single one of them escape. And that's one way to show the true might of Pharaoh. It's also one way to cement the powers of our leading families. I think that's going to be very, very important. Where do we get to our leading families? My goodness, guys, it's been so long since I've played technology, religion. Alright, so it's going to be over here. Just a bunch of different leading families here. A lot of them from the Hopi family, a lot of them from the Osiris family. And I guess this is supposed to be like that they descended from these people. Yeah, I think we've got almost enough. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to go absolutely crazy, so let's just select from Great Family. And you can see a lot of these guys. We've got already a ton of great families. The Hopi family is becoming quite powerful. So is the Osiris family. We are the Khety family, and we need more family members. Let's just be honest here. We need more children, etc., to be born. Otherwise, we might be in some trouble ourselves. Catch them, boys. Don't let any escape. And another general, guys. General Ptah. We've got so many generals under our control here. We got 100%. That's it. We get to make our war goal. Sue for peace. And I will take everything. Everything. That's it, guys. Amazing. Now we decide what to do. We've got to deal with the Sicanians and their allies. The Sicanians were our first target, and we went to war with them. So I'm almost tempted to bring one of their families in. Whereas the guys that join them in war, cowards, must be killed. The Hessen Nesut. Sorry, we're the Hessen Nesut. Whatever this used to be beforehand. Let's see. His popularity is great. Let's pass judgment on the important families. And for the Permejed elite, I am going to deserve no quarter. We're killing them all. We must show the people that Pharaoh means business. So the great families of Saka now have to decide whether or not we're going to keep them. Here is Henin Nasut. His loyalty is 100%. I like that. In fact, all of their loyalty is 100%. I am going to accept every single one of these families into the kingdom. Don't know if it's a good idea or not, but I'd like to have some mixed rule here so that we're getting advice from multiple different parties. And look at that. Look at Hessen Nasut, guys. The great lower pharaoh, or the 10th dynasty, the lower Egyptian pharaoh is gaining a lot of power here. And now the question is, do we continue south and try to wipe out the pretender, the pharaoh of Upper Egypt, or do we keep going north and trying to grab the rest of southern Egypt? There are just so many different passages here through the Nile. This must be such an amazing trade opportunity that I think that's where we need to go next. But we also need to keep an eye on our royal family, guys. Still, oh, no, just a daughter with his spouse. We absolutely need to get him a son. Now, right now, he's persuading games, so he's definitely involved in chariot races, gladiatorial fights, etc. And you know what? More power to him. His statesmanship is decent. It's nothing crazy, but it is decaying a bit. But I think he's going to make a decent pharaoh. Let me know what you guys think down below. Should we perhaps, select another pharaoh? Should we go with him and hope for the best? And how do you think we're doing so well as the Kingdom of Lower Egypt? Thanks again, guys. I hope to see more from you guys, and make sure to hit that like button and drop a comment. I mean that. If you want to see these series, especially these ones that don't get the most views, I just kind of do them for fun. It really helps when you drop a comment and like the video. I try to, on every video, put a link to the next upcoming episode, so I'll keep trying to do that as we move forward. Thanks again, folks. Catch you on the next one.